multi-everything people out there. Take it away.
Find your glory, write your story, fearless feet will carry you. Time you own it, take your moment, be a fire burning through. Hustling from night until morning, grinding it out, it won't be long. Feel your power, it's your hour, you inspire, you are strong.
Enjoy your Zoa. No applause? You're all fired. This is for all you multi-talented, multitasking, multi-everything people out there. Take it away.
Find your glory, write your story, fearless feet will carry you. Time you own it, take your moment, be a fire burning through. Hustling from night until morning, grinding it out, it won't be long. Feel your power, it's your hour, you inspire, you are strong.
Enjoy your Zoa. No applause? You're all fired.
Now that you've reached the stage in your life where quality television is important, Nubian TV is a black network that speaks to your lifestyle. Nubian TV is the world's first digital network devoted to the upscale and political lifestyles of black people. Nubian TV's programming includes politics, travel, fashion, food, automotive, arts and culture, civil rights, music, and more. Watch now on Amazon Fire TV, Roku, or watch globally at nubiantv.net. Nubian TV, it's what you want to watch. Now that you've reached the
Come with me if you want to live a more delicious life.
Oh, maybe we should get in the van.
In this world, we don't get to control much. The past, male pattern baldness.
Leggies.
Got one right now. The urge to pop that bubble wrap. But there is one thing we do get to choose every single day: what we eat. Welcome to the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment. We have everything you want, didn't know you wanted, and some things you didn't know were possible. Because we believe if you're not having fun, you're not living free. So come on, let's live a little.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Money! Are you ready? They are ready. Covering the biggest events in the country right now.
There's a lot going on here this morning.
It's always a good time. That's what the show's about.
That's good.
Really good. Very good.
Coming in hot, Jimmy, coming in hot.
It's far from elementary.
Oh. Good morning, America. I'm not going to try to strut like Michael or anything.
I have known George a long, long time.
Have you ever gotten him to dance?
Sure. Look at that face.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be there.
I am here and so happy.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'm in. That tells you something when Snoop Dogg's in. Michael, George, Lara,
Ginger.
Hey!
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Well, hello to you, and you. A good morning to you. Welcome into another edition of Brainley's virtual tour live. Glad to have all of you here in the building with me. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 destinations for you this morning. Yes, indeed, we do. We'll kick it off with JBL. If you guys missed the epic, and I really do mean epic live that I did, where I took Walt Disney World, a 50-year-old park, and gave it a new life that it didn't even know it could have. We are going to talk a little bit about that live, but I'm also going to tell you where JBL is going to fit in that plan. I forgot to mention it because I was so caught up in the magic. Cannot wait to tell you about that. Then, of course, Bishop T.D. Jakes yesterday, he made the announcement of all announcements that he is retiring and stepping down from being the senior pastor of the Potter's House. We'll get to that. Mr. Beast, are you being Billy McFarland? We'll get into that. There's a huge win for women's health. We will definitely get into that. And it was dicey that this could have been a huge L, but thank God it's a W. Shedeur Sanders got drafted. Also, Shiloh Sanders got drafted to the NFL. But where did Shedeur Sanders get drafted? We'll talk about that. Education, there's a win in the world of education. Hopefully this is an indication for higher education, but we shall see. Turkey Leg Hut, a huge update on that for you as well. And also too, y'all, we haven't talked about P. Diddy in a while. But I was just like, yeah, I got to bring this to y'all because the defense that they are utilizing is just ridiculous. So with that being said, higher is weighing, low is available. But either way, we are live on tour. Let me take down that iconic intro here. As the fireworks are going off behind me this morning, you see the virtual tour background, which is all new. Yes, indeed, you do. For those of you who watch our regular schmegular virtual tour destination roundups, this is the background. But I thought bringing it over here, spicing it up just a little bit to give us something new. So yes, indeed. But you see the virtual tour background, you hear that virtual tour music. And one thing to know, and two things for sure, that over here on this channel, okay, a lot. The fireworks once again are going off. A lot happens early.
It's a new morning for America's family. Sun's coming up, so make it all that it can be. You know a lot happens early.
I'm Harry Smith.
I'm Julie Chen. I'm Maggie Rodriguez.
Morning everywhere. Come on, get up.
I'm Russ Mitchell. And I'm Dave Price.
And it's a little early for this.
Now this it's a new morning for America's family. Sun's coming up, so make it all that it can be. You know a lot happens early. Every day's good when you started it out right. But whatever you do, the daylight. And a lot happens early. Can you feel it? And I say,
Good morning, everybody.
Are you girls ready for the Jonas Brothers?
We have an early show exclusive. Yes.
A lot happens early.
A lot happens early.
The Early Show, weekday mornings on CBS.
It's a new morning.
Yes, it is a new morning. Julie Chen, Moonves, and Russ Mitchell, Dave Price, Harry Smith, and Maggie Rodriguez. You are absolutely right on this channel. with actual, factual, smactual content, since everybody's asking, where's the content? Where's the content? Where's the content? Content is out here. Y'all just not wanting to find it. But hey, the words of Olmec from Legend of the Hidden Temple, the choices are yours and yours alone. Good luck. A lot happens early. Good morning, everybody. Hopefully all is well for each and every single one of you. Let's get to the getting and doing what we do. We have 8 destinations for you all this morning. Yes, indeed, we do. So, for those of you who missed this, the media mastermind, the media genius, the media legend that I am, could I come up with a rebrand master plan to save Walt Disney World? So I will tell you, like I told this Florentine and another friend of mine, whatever you think this tour is going to be, times 10, scratch that and times that by 100. Wherever you think that is times 100, scratch that to 1,000. Wherever you think it is to 1,000, scratch that to 10,000. Scratch that 10,000, make it 100,000. Scratch that 100,000, make it 1,000,000. Scratch that 1,000,000, make it 1,000,000,000. Scratch that 1,000,000,000, make it 1,000,000,000,000. Scratch that 1,000,000,000,000, make it 1,000,000,000,000. Scratch that 1,000,000,000,000, make it 1,000,000,000,000. Scratch that 1,000,000,000 to infinity and beyond. What y'all are about to witness is the greatest tour I believe I have ever done creatively. Lord, decrease me as you increase, because higher is weighing, low is available. But either way, we are live on tour. There it is. There. You see the virtual tour background? Yes, you do. You hear that virtual tour music? Yes, you do. And then there is me. Sorry to everybody who left. Listen, if this is your first time here, we're about quality content over here. There's a reason for the ramp up, okay? So, Braylon got a Central Orlando, Florida gift. Absolutely, indeed. So, we're going to, first of all, let me turn down the music, because there was a comment that said, turn down the background music. Understood, my friend, understood. And don't worry, I have a way for us to go through Disney World tonight. And I know that we have the fountains, but don't worry, I'm working with some people behind the scenes to transport this background. Stay tuned on that a little bit later. You never know when I'm going to be transported. But you know what? I need some help. Hey, Tink. Yeah, I just had the mechanic all throughout the line. That was amazing. As the fireworks are going off there.
So last night he used Hims. Honestly, nothing better than when a guy breaks this out.
I seriously can't stop thinking.
Helping us out all throughout this evening. Oh, I told you this was going to be a show. Let's get to it. We're going to kick it off with this jump off point right here, my friends. Here we go. So after this, I will explain what I did, and then we'll get to the JBL destination of it. Roll it.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome. Disneyland is your land.
Remember when Disney was like that? Remember when Disney was like that? Remember when Disney was like that? This land is going to have there. Oh, man. Oh, I'm so ready for you to see why. Man, oh, listen. Yes, indeed. I am here. So when I was live, I pointed this way, but on the playback, it goes that way.
This is a global event. as Walt Disney World, Disneyland Paris, Tokyo Disneyland, Hong Kong Disneyland, and Disney Cruise Line. Join Disneyland in celebrating 50 years of magic. It's the happiest celebration on earth.
Disneyland is dedicated to the ideals and the dreams that have created America, with the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
So that was the kickoff point for this Walt Disney World rebrand master plan town hall conversation that we had. So to show you what I did was I basically took each park, right? So I took Magic Kingdom, which has Adventureland, Frontierland, Liberty Square, Fantasyland, Tomorrowland, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom, and a fifth park, and rebranded the whole theme park. And y'all, I gave a little bit of everything from Lati Dati and everybody. And so one of the concepts, one of the brands that I missed out on was in Tomorrowland. I didn't get the chance to do it because I was just so in the vibe. But you're probably wondering, Ray, what is JBL doing in Tomorrowland? I got you. I did say Videopolis remix, right? So let me pull that up. So let me do that. Videopolis. So this was let's see here. I'm trying to see here if I can find it.
Who invites a husky guy to an outdoor summer wedding? It's 100 friggin' degrees.
Free weekend.
Tonight, gonna do it right. Gonna use my very best move, show what I can do. I'm going to the top, Videopolis. I'm going to the top, Videopolis. Gonna make it right, Videopolis.
So this was called Videopolis. This was like a teen nightclub where basically you could dance the night away, and there was another teen club called Club K from Knott's Berry Farm, right? So I was thinking in Tomorrowland, maybe they could bring back, Videopolis sponsored by JBL for the adults instead of the teens, right? But also, too, what if you could ride through a JBL party box roller coaster, right? So that's basically was that. Forgot to mention it during that epic master rebrand master plan, but I thought that I wanted to bring that up to y'all as our first destination. So there it is there. All right, y'all. More Brantley's Virtual Tour Live coming up right from the space right here, right now. Of course, this is what the party box looks like. So imagine, if you will, a ride, attraction, or a hangout spot at Walt Disney World utilizing JBL's audio technology, right? So yes, indeed. And plus, you're playing, EDM music, pop music, R&B music, all types of stuff. So I think that would be really, really cool. There used to be this attraction called Sound Dangerous with Drew Carey. So I was thinking that could be something at Hollywood Studios, but I was like, no. This needs to be in Tomorrowland because it's about the future, right? Not to mention too, synchronized Mickey ears with the JBL party box going off. That would be really, really cool. All right, y'all. More Brantley's Virtual Tour Live coming up right from this space right here, right now. Yesterday was a huge day for Bishop T.D. Jakes. He retired from being the senior pastor of the Potter's House. So here it is here.
I started talking to Pastor Torrey and Pastor Sarah because I did not want all that I had spent my life and your life and our lives building to get old and go with us. And even though she was busy doing Woman Evolved and he was busy pastoring One LA, about 4 years ago, they moved out here just in time for COVID. I talked to the board because I was concerned. I have seen too many men build something and stay so long that they kill what they build. Now, there's some other things that I'm assigned to do, both here and outside. But I cannot afford, especially after November, to risk something happening to me and you be sheep without a shepherd. I cannot afford to let all the work of all the saints living and dead to hold this so tight, so long that I wither away. So I'm suggesting to you, I'm recommending to you that you receive Pastor Torrey and Pastor Sarah Come on. Come on. This is legacy.
It is. I'll explain why here in a little bit. Yeah.
Not because they're kin, but because they're the kind. They've immersed themselves into the DNA of this church for years. Sit quiet, preach. What you didn't know from November forward, they've been running the church anyway.
Woo, man. This is a heavy announcement, guys.
Now, they're not meant to replace me because nobody can.
That's right there.
But if they step into this position, they may extend me. There's some things I want to do in the community before I get too old to do it. And the clock is ticking. There's some ways that I want to prepare us for the days ahead that I can't do it completely from the pulpit. Every now and then I think they'll let me preach, but there's some work in the vineyard that needs to be done. Just like they can't be me, I can't be them. I came to plant. I think I planted pretty good.
Through the tears and
I'm thinking probably by the church anniversary, we're going to formalize. But I wanted to introduce to you your pastors.
Oh, man. So, you know, I have to tell you, that was quite emotional. That was the equivalent of the male Oprah leaving his platform, right? And he's been there for 50 years. He is as old as Walt Disney World. Walt Disney World, by the way, is 50 years old, by the way. I feel for Bishop T.D. Jakes. I know that this probably wasn't the easiest decision for him to do, because from what I've heard of his backstory, you know, he made $1 out of 15 cents. He had a stuttering problem and everything in between. And so to go from that to all of that, that was an emotional day. I'm sure, like he said, that was talked about with his board and everybody behind the scenes before the congregation found out that Sunday, I'm sure. I feel for his congregation. I feel for everybody who watched the Potter's Touch. My mom is a consistent viewer. And you know, my mom, she said some words from Dr. Maya Angelou. People may not remember what you say, may not remember what you do, but I always remember how you made them feel, although I have to push back on my mom and Dr. Maya Angelou. People do remember what you say, Mom. Dr. Maya Angelou. As sad as it is. But the gag is they want to be selective about what they want to remember. They would rather remember a moment of you than comprehend the totality of you as a person. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if you let it fly, it must apply. It is hard to walk away from the thing that you worked so hard for. The two most important days is the day you were born, the day you find out why. And your career is what you're paid for. Your calling is what you're made for. And that's what Bishop T.D. Jakes said to Steve Harvey. And I feel like callings don't end. They just evolve. And I feel for Sarah Jakes, because that's her dad. You know, we know him as America's pastor, bishop, minister, but that's her dad. So, and after that heart attack, I would have probably done the same thing of like, it's time for me to move on. While I can't move on. So, T.D. Jakes, you have done good work, good sir, and I pray that what's to come is more fruitful than what's been, for sure. So right here from the Jasmine brand, yesterday, Jakes announced his decision to appoint his daughter, Sarah Jakes Roberts, and her husband, Torrey Roberts, as the senior pastors of the church he founded. They are expected to assume their roles later this year. Jakes expressed his gratitude for nearly 50 years of serving the local global community as pastor, global faith leader, unwavering truth teller. As he enters his 50th year of the public eye, he recognized the pressing need to address contemporary challenges, particularly the looming threat of a diminishing middle class, social unrest, and widening opportunity gaps. While he's stepping down from his senior pastor position, Jakes will continue to serve as chairman of the board, spiritual overseer of Potter's House. He will also remain as chairman of the T.D. Jakes Group, which comprises of T.D. Jakes Real Estate Ventures. You guys know Tyler Perry and Bishop T.D. Jakes. I think they bought out shopping center, if I'm not mistaken. T.D. Jakes Enterprises and the T.D. Jakes Foundation, the Good Soil platform. Additionally, he is set to launch a new series of podcast shows as part of a new partnership with iHeartMedia, as announced in the press release. Elevating Pastor Torrey and Pastor Sarah Jakes as the new senior pastors of the Potter's House, we will honor our rich history while embracing a future that demands innovative ministry for the coming age. Jake said, this elevation is not a departure but a rebirth. I will never stop preaching. I will continue to minister. This moment isn't an ending, it's an expansion. Woo, that's a word. We are not only passing a mantle, but we are multiplying. Impact leadership is not static, it is dynamic. It demands the courage to evolve. Teray and Sarah say they intend to carry the church's ministry into the future. Jake's announcement comes as he suffered a heart attack while serving last year. Sunday and oh, I absolutely am sure he did that. I mean, that was like when Steve Harvey did his final, set, and all he wanted to be was on TV. And he got the opportunity to do his own daytime talk show through NBC Universal and Endemol Entertainment, now known as Endemol Shine North America. In order to do that, he had to give up comedy, right? There will be a point in time where, I'll do Brainley's virtual tour for a long time before I do the Brainley talk show. There'll be the night where I'll give up Brainley's virtual tour. Will it be emotional? Yes, it will, because this is the door that I made for myself, because people didn't want to open up the doors because you got to have this, that, and the third. You'll post a job out there. It'll be out there for 6 months. You won't get anybody. Then you'll repost it. It'll be for the same thing. But congratulations to Bishop T.D. Jakes, and much love to the Potter's House family and the fans through the nation and around the world for sure. All right, y'all. More Brainley's virtual tour live coming up right from the space right here, right now from Deadline.com. Mr. Beast teases 10 more seasons of Prime Video's Beast Games, Contenders TV documentary, unscripted variety. This comes to us from Deadline.com, like I said. Mr. Beast, otherwise known as Jimmy Donaldson, gave away $25 million in prize money on his Prime Video competition series Beast Games, including a $10 million prize to the winner, Jeffrey Randall Allen. He said he could be set to hand out even more, as he teased that another 10 seasons could happen. The show saw 1,000 contestants compete in a series of physical, mental, and social challenges to win a grand prize, which initially was set as $5 million, which was the largest prize in TV history. It premiered on Amazon's streaming service in December and ran through February. The streamer is casting for season 2, though it hasn't been officially handed a renewal. There's talk of a 2-season order. Donaldson was coy when asked about the return during a panel for Deadline's Contenders television documentary and scripted variety event. Sean Kisner is kind of my boss in this regard. He told me I wasn't allowed to speak about that subject during this interview. He said, and yet you put out a casting call for season 2. Fellow panelist Kinzer, one of the show's co-creators and executive producers, also said the question, but there's a limited amount of ideas. There's a good idea in front of us, and there's a YouTube video that needs it. We're going to film it for the YouTube video. He said another idea is right around the corner. Donaldson agrees. I'm on year 5. People tell me, aren't you going to run out of ideas? Your YouTube channel's eventually going to get stale. But if you're constantly innovating, adapting, and trying to actually push the boundaries, there are plenty of ways you can do it, he added. But why did a man with more than 380 million subscribers on YouTube? You heard me right. 380 million subscribers. 380 million subscribers. Basically, let me break that down for y'all, okay? Because I'm going to divide that by 10. So that's $380 million. And y'all, he has 10 cable networks in one subscriber count. So 380 million subscribers, divide that by 10. That's 10 different cable networks. That's the size, rather, 10 different cable networks. That is crazy on one platform, making him the world's biggest creator on that platform, and then more than 115 million followers on TikTok. Want to move to traditional television. Truthfully, when you make videos on YouTube, they're not usually episodic. He said, usually just do one YouTube video. If I put 100 people in a circle and say, last one to leave the circle was $1 million, that's a single 4-minute video. In that one video, you have time to build the characters on the stage. By the time you start building characters, it's already winding down, the video ends. It's just very hard to get a lot of depth in a single YouTube video. I've always been really excited about taking the big spectacles we do on YouTube, but being able to do it over an episodic series where we can actually get to know contestants and have more depth in the story and get more invested into the games and challenges. The idea was to take what we do at YouTube, but make it 10 times bigger, 20 times better. Now, I have not seen the finale. I need to watch it. I mean, obviously we know who won, but I need to see how he won. And I will say, a lot of people, I've watched a lot of reviews of how people feel like the Beast Games is dystopian and, seeing people, drop through the floor and the heartlessness of the show. And I fully agree. That is completely there. And I think in the same token that the heartlessness was there, you also have to give it up for the creativity. I mean, those challenges was so. Let me tell you, those challenges were bigger than Survivor. And Survivor's about to be on its 50th season. And by the way, I'm just going to say this. If Survivor gives away $50 million to one winner, that is going to beat Jimmy Donaldson's prize of $10 million. And I know what people are thinking, Bray, there's no way that they would give away $50 million to one person on Survivor for season 50. They absolutely would. The spectacle that would be for sure. It's only going to happen one time. All you got to do is find 5 sponsors who are willing to put up $10 million each. And there's the $50 million. Okay. So, but let's see here. Allen, otherwise known as Player 831, won the big prize in a chaotic finale. His son Lucas has creatine transport deficiency, CTD, and Allen spent that prize money towards helping him and others with that disease. Quantitatively, it costs like $50 million to try to cure a rare disease, and so $10 million is going to be a huge start. Allen said the quantitative side is so much awareness, stuff you can't measure with dollars and cents, and those could even be more powerful than the prize, which is awesome. But it's my job to carry the torch and spread awareness, and also try to find a treatment for these kiddos. So congratulations to Jeremy Allen. I think that's his name. Yeah, Jeremy Allen. Congratulations to him. Let's see the comments. Can't wait to see season 2 of the Poor Person Olympics. Oh my God. Putting vulnerable, fame-hungry in situations where they have life-changing amounts of money waved in their faces by a team of sociopaths who find pleasure manipulating people. Sounds like great content. I just get excited that TV's evolving with the next generation. Can't wait to see what he or anyone else does next. Pretty sure Vegas doesn't want him back. Wonder where all the other seasons will shoot, because there was a lot that went down. That lawsuit, which I still think is ongoing with the Beast Games. So it was a lot that went down at Allegiant Stadium. Good job. Oh, well, this doesn't make any sense. The show was filmed in Canada. Only when they went from 2,000 contestants down to 1,000 did they move to Canada. The format stays the same. They still need a venue large enough to accommodate 2,000 people for some time. Don't gaslight me. That part. Bro, I see it now. I just looked up. That was literally YouTube video from the show. These games was never filmed in Las Vegas, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Technically, the show was shot in Canada. Most of it was filmed in Canada, and you know why? Because of probably the tax credits. Yeah, so hopefully season 2 will be higher quality. He needs to hire more experienced reality TV producers. Season 1 felt amateurish and suitable for Nickelodeon. A higher budget Double Dare vibe. We're not going to disrespect Double Dare, okay? Not going to do that. Although the Double Dare games would be big. Nickelodeon, Courtney G might be on to something. Hey, all you want, but Jimmy Johnson's the same conversation as Bert Griffith, Mark Goodson, Chuck Barris, and he did way more with less. I mean, Merv Griffin created Wheel of Fortune. That's going to get to its 50th year soon. So let's one step at a time. Right? Like Jimmy, he did his thing, but come on, like really? No. But I'll say this: is the Merv Griffin of this generation. I'll definitely say that. I've read a lot of stupid comments on here, but that's the stupidest comment I think I've ever read. None of the three gentlemen you mentioned put people unknown psychologically or physically abusive situations. Thanks for the laugh. Funniest thing I've read in a long time. So there is that. Yes, indeed there. All right, y'all. More Brainley's Virtual Tour Live coming up right from this space right here, right now. This is a huge win in the world of women's health. In a reversal, the 47 administration restores funding for women's health study, which is amazing. Shout out to National Public Radio for this. The 47 administration is restoring financial support for a landmark study of women's health, and officials said Thursday, reversing a funding decision that shocked medical researchers. These studies represent critical contributions to our better understanding of women's health, said a statement from Andrew Nixon, a spokesperson for the Department of Health and Human Services. The decision was made because the National Institutes of Health, which funds the Women's Health Initiative, or WHI, has initially exceeded its internal targets for contract reductions. Nixon said, "We are now working to fully restore funding to these essential efforts." The 47 administration has demanded that all federal health agencies cut their spending on contracts by at least 35%, undergo massive layoffs, and terminate hundreds of research grants, rather. I say research giants. Child, listen, my brain is still waking up. It's 42 minutes after 11 a.m., by the way. Good morning, everybody. Hopefully all is well with all of you. NIH remains deeply committed to advancing public health through rigorous gold standard research. We are taking immediate steps to ensure the continuity of these studies, Nixon added. The news came a day after NPR, National Public Radio, report on the plan to cut the project's funding. Relief over renewed support. The turnabout was a relief for scientists in the field, though they were still waiting for official confirmation that the funding had been reversed. We are thrilled to learn about this news. Jean Wataski-Wed, who leads one of 4 of the project's regional centers that were slated to lose their funding, wrote Thursday in an email after learning about the turnaround from National Public Radio. The WHI, the Women's Health Institute, is a once-in-a-lifetime study that has enormous opportunity to further advance our understanding of aging women's health, wrote Wataski-Wed, who works at the University of Buffalo. It will inform us on the factors associated with cardiovascular disease, aging, cognition, fertility, resilience, and much, much more. If confirmed, this would be absolutely wonderful news, said Dr. Joanne Hansen of the Harvard Medical School, a longtime WHI researcher. This groundbreaking study has so much more to offer to advance women's health and the health of all older adults. It's exciting that the study's life-saving discoveries can continue. We would be thrilled if the news were true so that the groundbreaking research on women's health can continue, said Marilyn Neuhauser from the Fred Hutch Cancer Center, who chairs the initiative steering committee. The long-running study continues to follow 40,000 women. HHS has said it would terminate contracts in September with all 4 regional centers in California, New York, Ohio, North Carolina. The centers are still following more than 40,000 women who have participated in the project for decades, while the project's coordinating center at the Fred Hutch Cancer Center in Seattle, who have continued to receive funding through January, its fate after that remained unclear. The termination of the contracts for the regional centers would have shut down the collection of any new data or data, preventing the project from building on decades of work by continuing to follow the volunteers. Researchers said that the initial defunding decision was surprising given the new administration has made fighting chronic diseases a top priority. The initiative was uniquely positioned to produce important new insights into many chronic diseases, including Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia, heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. The NIH launched the initiative in the 1990s because most medical research had been conducted on men. The lack of women in studies raised questions about whether their findings applied to women and left health questions unique to women unanswered. Over the years, scientists at more than 40 research centers around the country have collected detailed information about more than 160,000 women. 160,000 women, 160,000 women, including data about their diets, exercise, medications, and illnesses. The project has produced a series of important discoveries. Probably the most well-known was the recognition that taking hormones starting in menopause does not protect a woman's heart, which had been the medical dogma for years. Later findings support the use of hormones to ease the symptoms of menopause. So first of all, congratulations on this one. This is huge that they restored funding for the Women's Health Study. I'm clapping for the Women's Health Institute, not for the 47 administration for doing this, because this is nothing but a dog whistle, for people to know, oh, guess what? We are all about understanding and loving and appreciating women. That's all it is. It's just a dog whistle, y'all. So do not be fooled by the bullish that is going down. Okay, do not be fooled by the bullish going down. Do not be fooled by the bullish going down. Congratulations that funding is being restored for this women's health study that's going to help so many women throughout the nation and around the world. So we're going to take a little commercial break. And when we come back, everybody, when we come back, we're going to talk about Shedeur Sanders. We're going to talk about education, turkey leg Hut, and y'all PD. And plus, I got some positive news stories for you all as well. We are live on tour. Like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll be back right after this. Roll it.
Yeah, we hustle all day. Yeah, we're working, let me play. You know me, work real hard, now we're ready, let's play. Hustle up, yeah. Ready, set, let's go, yeah. Hustle up, yeah. Ready, set, let's go. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up a little louder. Now get low, get low, get low, get low. Come on, drop it to the floor, yeah, drop it to the floor. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. Turn it up a little louder. Now get low, get low, get low, get low. Come on, drop it to the floor, yeah, drop it to the floor. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up a little louder. Now get low, get low, get low, get low. Come on, drop it to the floor, yeah, drop it to the floor. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up a little louder. Now get low, get low, get low, get low. Come on, drop it to the floor, yeah, drop it to the floor. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up a little louder.
Welcome to Copeland's. Copeland's is not just some fancy place for your big night out. In fact, there's no occasion too big, or if you like, too small. Copeland's, there's always something good.
Sweet morning dew, one look at you, and it was plain to see you were my destiny. God, you were found. I come from nothing. Our son is your son. Welcome to the celebration. We all we got. I'll see that. Don't you leave here to go for happiness. I want you to leave here to show.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
I'm loving it.
I'm loving y'all right back. Welcome back to Brantley's Virtual Tour Live. Glad to have all of you here. We kicked off the show. We're talking about JBL and how it can be in Tomorrowland at Walt Disney World. I did a huge Walt Disney World rebrand master plan. If you missed it, it's right here on the channel. Please go watch that. That's some really good content there. Then we talked about Bishop T.D. Jakes stepping down after nearly serving 50 years in the community and as the senior pastor of the Potter's House. Very emotional there. Then we talked about Mr. Beast and how he has put out a season 2 cast call, though that it has not been a official renewal yet. So I was saying, you know, is Jimmy trying to be Billy in terms of Billy McFarlane? I call Mr. Beast the White Carlos King because Carlos said the show was renewed and there hasn't been a renewal yet for the Mary Johnson. So. And then finally, we just talked about a reversal. The 47 administration restores funding for a women's health study. So awesome for the women's health study. I'm not giving the 47 administration any credit at all because of what 47 did with those judges and the Supreme Court justices. The women's right to their autonomy was taken away. So this is just a dog whistle. Just keep it up with y'all. All right, y'all. More Brantley's Virtual Tour Live coming up right from the space right here, right now. Y'all, I need y'all to see this. So this was so cool. As you guys know, the NFL draft is going down. And this comes to us from the Shade Room. Shout out to the Shade Room for this. Hype Me Up. Shiloh Sanders was raised with his brother Shedeur Sanders as he learned the news that he was drafted to the Cleveland Browns. Here we go. That's a jig, child. The dog is happy. So you see everybody is talking about the Browns there in that live there. My good friend Erica as a boy mom, I love this brotherly bond and support. This is wrong, but the best revenge is success. Facts. Especially when you can produce it on your own. See, watch out for people that they can contribute to somebody else's platform, but they can't hold it on their own platform. Watch out for those type of people. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if you let it fly, it must apply. I'm sure he'll be the best player in the league and be able to taunt the haters with his greatness. Well, as long as he's happy. Let's go, Brownies. Welcome to the land. Hearts from the thick teacher there. Carlisha the Diva. Fire emojis there. It gave here, damn. That boy gave God the glory the entire time while being passed over. Now a table will be prepared for him in the presence of his enemies. That's right. Listen, it may be a delay, but it won't be a denial. And Shedeur Sanders, he got to the 5th round. You know who else was in the 5th round? Tom Brady. And look at where he is now. So it's not how you start, but it's the work that you do to determine how you end your career is what matters there. So yes, indeed. There. So here it is here. So right here from the general manager of the Cleveland Browns. Right here, NFL general manager surprised fans and media members when Colorado quarterback Shedeur Sanders was not picked in Thursday's first round of the 2025 NFL draft. By the way, this comes to us from SportsIllustrated.com. The events that transpired in Friday's 2nd and 3rd rounds were outright stunning. Sanders was ranked the number 2 quarterback in the class by NFL.com's Daniel Jeremiah, ESPN scouts, CBS Sports, and most other prospect evaluators ahead of the draft. After Cam Ward, Jackson Dart was selected in the 1st round. Sanders watched as Tyler Shaw, Jalen Moreau, and Dylan Gabriel all came off the board on day 2. Entering the final day of the 2025 NFL draft, Sanders still has not heard his name called. One of the most commonly connected teams to Sanders in the pre-draft process was Cleveland, which drafted Oregon's Gabriel with the number 94 overall pick. The Browns interviewed Sanders at the NFL Scout Combine, went to Colorado's Pro Day, and hosted him on a top 30 visit. However, it was Gabriel, ESPN's 10th best passer in the draft, that the Browns picked in the 3rd round. Speaking to the media after the selection, Browns general manager Andrew Berry said that they targeted Gabriel headed into the draft. He was also asked about Sanders and why he wasn't the Browns pick. Shedeur Sanders is an impressive young man and a real good quarterback. Berry said sometimes fit comes into play. Berry added he thinks that Sanders will find himself in a good spot. Sanders could certainly be taken in the 4th round on Saturday. But 5 teams, the Titans, Giants, Saints, Seahawks, and Browns have already drafted a quarterback. The landing spots are becoming fewer and fewer as the number one, fewer in number as one of the most surprising sorts of the AFL draft continues. Yes, indeed. So yeah, that is what's going on with Shedeur Sanders. Like I said, congratulations to the brother. Now, of course, there is more than meets the eye with this story. For sure, let me see here. So here it is here from ESPN.com. I'll add this link after here. Let's see. Come on, work with me. Yes, please. Thank you. Here we go. Why Cleveland Browns drafted Shedeur Sanders and what's next from ESPN. One of the most shocking slides in NFL draft history, and in the 5th round, as the Cleveland Browns traded the 166th and 192nd picks to see how Seahawks just let Colorado quarterback Shedeur Sanders with the 144th overall selection. First round pick to day 3 selection. The Browns faced Tyler Sanders through the pre-draft process. A large contingent of the Browns coaches, executives, and the ownership group traveled to Boulder, Colorado to have dinner with him and former teammate Travis Hunter the night before their pro day workout, and he now lands in Cleveland, though much later than many envisioned. Sanders' arrival comes as an inflection point for the Browns franchise. Last month, owner Jimmy Haslam called for the team's 2022 trade for quarterback Deshaun Watson, which cost Cleveland 3 first-rounders and a fully guaranteed $230 million contract. A bit swing and a miss. Yeah, they spent $230 million on Deshaun Watson, who has not been performing well from what I hear. And also, too, there was a bunch of SA lawsuits as well with besides with massage therapists as well. It marked the first time anyone within the organization publicly acknowledged that the trade failed. Despite 3 seasons of evidence on the field, Watson has been one of the league's worst quarterbacks since arriving to Cleveland and is expected to miss a significant portion of the 2025 season with a right Achilles injury that ended his 2024 campaign, which he retore in the offseason. Sanders is only the second quarterback the Browns have taken in the 2025 draft, following the selection of Oregon's Dillon Gabriel in the 3rd round. Sanders joins a remodeled quarterback room that includes Joe Flacco, and Kenny Pickett, both of whom were added this offseason. Browns reporter Daniel Ofuzi answers the biggest question surrounding the team's decision to take a second quarterback in the draft. Plus, NFL insider Jeremy Fowler shares intel on what led to the slide, and draft analyst Steve Much breaks down Sanders' playing style. Why did the Browns select Sanders after drafting Gabriel? Picking Gabriel over Sanders in the 3rd round was a widespread surprise, but the Browns traded up to take Sanders 2 rounds later, usurped that. To general manager Andrew Berry came down to maximizing value with a pick at the game's most important position. Berry on Saturday acknowledged that he didn't enter the draft expected to take 2 quarterbacks and was flexible as it unfolded. Sanders entering day 3, he had discussions with his staff about the possibility of targeting Sanders if he continued to fall in the draft after teams selected multiple players whom the Browns were interested in. Berry said he ultimately decided there was too much value in selecting Sanders pass up. Once it got to a point where it felt like it was a pretty steep discount, we just felt like, especially relative to the alternative ways that we could use the selection, this made the most sense. Berry said, "Fools." What caused the Sanders slide in the draft? Sanders' lack of top-end talent left him clearly without NFL home after day 1. The slide out of day 2 is hard to explain. Clearly, the league spoke. Teams have had problems with Sanders, and all that encompasses his draft profile. Yes, whispers persisted that his pre-draft process did not go well, particularly his interviews, but as few people inside the league have surmised, slides happen when talent doesn't match or surpass potential drawbacks. Teams hate distractions. If they felt Sanders' presence would be one for whatever reason, his ability at the next level was intoxicating enough to offset all that. And more than that, this was a logistical issue. 3 teams that made the most sense: New York Giants, Pittsburgh Steelers, and New Orleans Saints, liked other options better. Once that 3rd round hit, there was a scarcity of teams in need of a passer. What are people around the league saying about Sanders' slide? That the 5th round for him was a bit ridiculous. While many evaluators graded him as a day 2 pick, I talked to multiple personal evaluators I trust who graded him as a late 1st rounder. That's why they consider the Browns a good spot. They were a team without unquestioned stars. Stylistically, Sanders is a fit for Jaskowski's offense. He can thrive off of play action. One challenge for Sanders: the Browns drafted Gabriel in 2 rounds ahead of him. This all proves the thin margins in the pre-draft process of what's considered a weaker quarterback class. Perceptions varied widely by team. Quarterbacks can slip further than other positions due to the importance of fit and fewer job opportunities. Couple that with a shaky pre-draft process that can cause a talented passer like Sanders. Fowler. What are Sanders' prospects for playing time in 2025? Well, I mean, obviously, Deshaun Watson is out. Like, Sanders will play, obviously. Browns coach Kevin Stefanski said that anyone who was added to the quarterback room will be expected to compete for starting time. Sanders and just a 4-man race with an experienced veteran Flacco, former 1st-round Pickett, and another rookie adjusting to the pros of Gabriel. After a failed attempt last season to revamp the offense to benefit Watson, the Browns fired offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey and promoted tight ends coach and passing game specialist Tom Reese to fill the vacancy. So the team is rebuilding its scheme with a quartet of passers, although Flacco has familiarity with Stefanski from his stint late in the 2023 season when he went 4-1 as a star in the regular season and helped guide Cleveland back to the playoffs en route to comeback player of the year honors. Obviously, you may not divide the practice reps 25, 25, 25, but we feel really confident that we'll have a plan that's fair to each player and fair to the team as well, Jaskowski said from Paul Fusi. Does this officially close the book on the Watson era in Cleveland? Browns have said Watson's health status makes his future uncertain. There are 2 more years remaining on his 5-year contract. The Browns owe him $46 million for the next 2 seasons. Deshaun, I'm going to just say this to you, brother. You got a very big payday. After this, I would just retire. Now, it's going to be embarrassing. It's going to be tragic. And it's going to be horrible. But, brother, if you continue after getting, how much did you get? $230 million. Yeah, after $230 million, just retire. Just retire. Just retire. However, the team has been operating as if he will not be available for the 2025 season, and its recent moves highlight an attempt to move on at the quarterback position. Watson will be on the roster for the 2025 season. The team will have to make a decision on parting ways with him and deal with the financial repercussions that come with it. That's probably what they're going to have to do. Releasing Watson after the 2025 season with a post-June 1st designation salary cap mechanism that allows teams to cut players and divide the remaining dead in cap charges into 2 seasons will leave the Browns with $135 million dead cap charge that can be split between the 2026 and 2027 seasons. For reference, the Denver Broncos took on a NFL record $85 million dead cap for recent quarterback Russell Wilson in March of 2024, and the Browns part ways. After the 2026 season, the dead money would drop to $53 million, Fuji said. How important is figuring out the quarterback situation to Stefanski and Barry's future? It's paramount. When they arrived in 2020, the duo inherited quarterback Baker Mayfield, the number 1 overall pick in the 2018 draft, and developed him into a quality star who helped break the franchise 17-year playoff win drought. However, the relationship with the organization soured, which led them to trade for Watson. Mayfield was traded to the Carolina Panthers months later. I think Baker Mayfield is with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, if I'm not mistaken. Since then, 8 different quarterbacks have started for the Browns, including 4 during the 2024 season. Barry Stefanski was given extensions last offseason for guiding Cleveland to the playoffs twice in 4 years. Has them preach confidence in them despite a 3-14 finish last season. Damn. He also took blame for the Watson transaction, said he wouldn't put pressure on his decision-making tandem to force a quarterback pick. But now they have 2 young quarterbacks who could possibly find the franchise and answer at the position. Haslam has asked for patience, but he expects the team to compete in 2025. What are the Browns getting with Sanders on the field? Sanders is physically and mentally tough. He takes big hits to make plays and can elevate his game in critical situations. He held on to the ball for too long and tried to make too much happen in 2024, but he has shown the ability to get the ball out and pick defenses apart with short to intermediate passes over the course of his career. Sanders can throw receivers open, hold safeties with his eyes, and get through his progressions given time and space. He keeps his eyes downfield as he move around the pocket, and he makes off-platform throws. His arm is strong enough to make every throw. He can pass into tight windows when he gets the ball out on time with anticipation. He can also scramble for first down. Stefanski has had success coaching accurate quarterbacks like Case Keenum and Kirk Cousins in the past. Gabriel Sanders both fit the mold and can compete. So that is the latest from ESPN there. Hey, good morning, Mel NYC Reviews. Good to see you. I hope all is well with you, my friend. By the way, y'all, if y'all missed our Kenya Moore confession series, Mel NYC Reviews, a great panelist for sure. Good to see you. I hope all is well. Yes, indeed. And Deion Sanders, of course, as you guys know, had something to say as well from SportsIllustrated.com. Deion Sanders drops strong message after Browns draft Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders experienced quite the fall in the NFL draft over the weekend, dropping him all the way to the 5th round, where the Cleveland Browns ultimately landed him with the 144th overall pick. Sanders' slot came as a jarring shock, given that he was typically viewed as the second-best quarterback in the class behind Cam Moore. The general expectation was Sanders would be a first-round pick, and many even felt that he would go inside the top 10. But obviously things did turn out at well. The Browns give themselves even drafted a quarterback in the 3rd round, Oregon's Dylan Gabriel, before ultimately circling back to Sanders in round 5. when they traded up to acquire him. Nevertheless, Sanders heard his name called during the draft, and his father, NFL Hall of Famer and Colorado Buffaloes head coach Deion Sanders, could be happy for his son. Deion took to social media to post a rather strong message following the draft, essentially saying that Shedeur should not be worried about the draft debacle. Everybody's worried about what happened yesterday, the fears and the fear the possibilities of what will happen tomorrow, when we should be focused on the now. What we do with our now is what matters most. Let's make the most of our now. #dad/coach Ryan. It should also be noted that Sanders' other son, Shiloh, was signed by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as an undrafted free agent. Shiloh played quarterback at Colorado. Let's see here. Yep, okay, we're almost done there. Meanwhile, Shedeur enters a situation in which the Browns have been absolutely desperate for a franchise solution under center. In addition to drafting Gabriel, Cleveland also added Kenny Pickett and Joey Flacco during the offseason, which means that quarterback competition will obviously brew in camp. While the 4-year-old Flacco may currently have the inside track to begin next season as a star, there's no question that Sanders is the guy most ultimately viewed as the Browns' best option to become the franchise quarterback moving forward, even if Gabriel was selected first. So, there was a prank phone call, okay, to Shedeur Sanders. Now, I don't know why this is. Falcons DC, Jeff Umbrich's son, at center of stunt pull during the NFL draft. Umbrich and Falcons both publicly apologized to Sanders. Shedeur Sanders' slide in the 2025 NFL draft included a prank phone call from someone pretending to be NFL general manager. That led the league to launch an investigation into the matter. The source has been found on Sunday. Atlanta Falcons released a statement acknowledging Jay Umbrich, the son of defense coordinator Jeff Umbrich, and his involvement in the prank phone calls. So this is from Jonathan Jones. Assuming, let me see who Jonathan Jones is real quick here. I'm sure he's a reporter for the NFL or within one of the sports media platforms for the NFL. Lead insider for the NFL on CBS, Shelby Nate, formerly of Real Sports JBL, Sports Illustrated, now The Observer, and the Daily Tar Heel. Understood. Thank you for that. Falcons issued a statement regarding Shedeur Sanders' prank phone call. Jax Umbrich, the 21-year-old son of Falcons defensive coordinator Jeff Umbrich, has apologized to Sanders. Earlier in the week, and this is a statement from the Atlanta Falcons. Earlier in the week, Jax Umbrich, the 21-year-old son, defensive coordinator Jeff Umbrich, unintentionally came across a draft contact phone number for Shedeur Sanders off an iPad while visiting his parents' home, and wrote down the number later to conduct a prank phone call. Jeff Umbrich was aware of the data exposure, a facet of the prank, and was made aware of above only after the fact. The Atlanta Falcons do not condone this behavior, send us sincere apologies to Shedeur Sanders and his family, who we have been in contact with, to apologize to, as well as facilitate apology directly from Jax to the Sanders family. Now, obviously, if you're visiting your parents, there should be a respect of your parents are working, do what you do, okay? Now, I don't know if Jeff Umbrich is going to be fired, but I do believe he's going to be reprimanded because Jeff is the face, or one of the faces of the NFL. So this is on him more than his son. And there should be consequences for his son, which I'm sure Jeff Umbrich, I don't know if he's black or white, but he probably wailed in on the ass, as he should, because here's the thing. Prank phone calls like Nephew Tommy does is funny, except what he did to Jasmine Crockett, or Jasmine Crockett Lee, okay? Miss Lee, if you're nasty. Listen, me and Jasmine will get along just fine, okay? We both don't stand for bullshit. We both are about our shit, and we're also always for the culture, of the culture, by the culture. But yeah, I do believe that, there should be consequences because, like I said, this was bigger than just a prank phone call to a friend, right? This was impacting a national event that decides sports betting at sports books. That's the consumer level. At the corporate level, this is deciding how the season plays out. This is deciding how things will be talked about in the world of sports media. So the fact that this 21-year-old wants to mess up the NFL, oh no, he deserves a verbal wailing in on that ass. Probably a physical wailing in on that ass too, because here's the gag. Jax could have messed up Jeff's bag, which Jax probably doesn't have a fucking job. None whatsoever. And Jax probably leeches off mom and dad. So to be that damn stupid, my Lord Jesus. Just absolutely crazy. Right here, I'll read it again because of the article. Earlier in the week, Jax Umbridge's 21-year-old son, defensive coordinator Jeff Umbridge, unintentionally came across a draft contact phone number for Shedeur Sanders off an open iPad while visiting his parents' home and wrote down the number to later conduct a prank phone call. The team said in the statement Jeff Umbridge was unaware of the data exposure or any facets of the prank and was made aware of the above only after the fact. The Atlanta Falcons do not condone this type of behavior. Send our sincerest apologies to Shedeur Sanders and his family, who we have been contact with to apologize to, as well as facilitate an apology directly to Jax, to the Sanders family. We also been in contact with the NFL. We will continue to cooperate fully with any inquiries we receive from the NFL league office. We are thoroughly reviewing all protocols, updating if necessary. It is necessary to help prevent an incident like this from happening again. So yeah, I fully agree with that. Fully agree. Finally, y'all, here's something from MediaTakeout.com. Here we go. Browns to Shedeur, keep Deion Sanders quiet or we'll cut you. Now, this is a rumor, okay? This is a rumor, okay? Well, yesterday wasn't the draft day. Anyone was expected for the Sanders family. Shedeur Sanders, son of legendary Deion Primetime Sanders, was selected by the Cleveland Browns, but not in the top 10 like they predicted. Nope, Shedeur was picked way down in the 5th round yesterday, landing somewhere in the mid-100s. Ouch. So there is Shedeur, and then there's Shiloh right there. Sorry. Shedeur, Shiloh. My bad. Then there's Deion. It's not just a pride thing. Lower draft spot means a lot less money, and more importantly, a much slimmer shot actually making the Browns' final roster. Based on historical data, less than 50% of players picked around Shedeur's slot even make the team the following season. Double ouch. But wait, there's more team media to check out. Spoke to insiders close to the Sanders family. Apparently, the Browns organization decided to reach out to Shedeur's camp for a little warning. They want Deion to keep it cute and quiet. Keep it cute and stay quiet about what happened on draft day. So you mean to tell me after this man, right, was supposed to be a top 10 pick and slid down, he can't speak on how he feels about experience that he went through? Y'all can miss me with y'all shit. The vibe was clear, no drama, no discussions, and definitely no public rants about the draft or Brown's treatment of Shedeur. The implication that Deion's making too much noise, it could jeopardize Shedeur's already shaky shot at staying on the team. Messy. And you know what? It is messy because here's the thing. Deion's going to be the dad no matter what. Okay? He's dad first before coach. And so Papa Bear, you're not going to be able to get rid of Papa Bear. So if you're going to jeopardize Shedeur's future because Deion has the right to have an opinion, y'all are shit. NFL and the Browns, y'all are shit for that. Okay? And not to mention, too, y'all should let Deion say what he needs to say, because guess what? Y'all have not won a Super Bowl since I don't know when. Okay? It was to the point where people were having paper bags over their heads at Brown Stadium, First Energy Stadium, but now it's no longer First Energy Stadium. Will Deion play it cool? Prime time, either way. We'll be watching popcorn ready, the words of Terrell Owens there. So, there you go. There, and of course, like I said before, Shiloh Sanders joins the Buccaneers after not getting picked to the NFL draft. Deion Sanders' son, Shiloh Sanders, joins the Buccaneers after not getting picked to the NFL draft. Colorado safety Shiloh Sanders did not get selected in the NFL draft this week, but revealed after the draft that he has agreed to join the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as a free agent. Sanders, the middle son of Colorado coach Deion Sanders, held his phone in March of the final picks of the 7th round round draft Saturday, hoping he gets selected as documented by his live stream on Twitch. After not getting drafted, he has more freedom to decide which team to join. That's true. Shallow's younger brother, Shedeur, a quarterback, was picked in the 5th round by the Cleveland Browns the same day after previously being projected by many draft experts to be a first-round pick. Both of y'all, you're resilient. Deion Sanders showed son Saturday. They tested us this draft, Shiloh said, as shown on Twitch, NFL Draft Hub, live NFL Draft News, live picks, grades, analysis, and more. So that is, I think that's the link to their Twitch. They tested the whole family, Deion Sanders said. I'm thankful Deion Sanders later added Tampa's a wonderful spot. Shiloh Sanders led the Buffaloes in tackles in 2023, 70, and was their 3rd leading tackler last year, 67, despite missing 3 games in 2024 with a broken forearm. Even though he wasn't projected to be a draft pick, Sanders is known as a hard hitter and ball hawker that is ripe for the NFL at age 25. He started his college career at South Carolina in 2019 before deciding to play for his father at Jackson State in 2021, 2022, and then Colorado in 2023, 2024. Last year, he rang up 2 pass breakups, 2 fumble recoveries, and 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, and defensive touchdown. Best undrafted free agents, ranking the top 10 players who weren't picked. You can click that link there. This comes to us from the Palm Beach Post. Shout out to them. Turnovers win games. Sanders wrote on Twitter on April 22nd. Somebody's getting a dog this week. Believe that. NFL analyst Brian Baldier also praised Sanders' potential before the draft on social media, knowing he brings 56 games of experience and a lot of splash plays from safety position and is a good open field tackler. So there you go there. All right, y'all. I'm so excited about this news, and I'm being hesitant because I don't want this to knock the ball, tip the ball over, but this is a big win. 47's efforts to end DEI initiatives in K-12 schools temporarily blocked by federal judge. It comes to us from the Jasmine brand. The 47 administration has set a roadblock in its push to eliminate diversity, equity, and inclusion programs from K-12 schools. According to breaking reports, a federal judge temporarily blocked the administration's directive banning DEI efforts earlier that day on April 24th. The ruling comes after the National Education Association and the ACLU filed a lawsuit in March arguing that the guidance violates teachers' due process and First Amendment rights. Several other organizations, including the American Federation of Teachers and the American Psychological Association, have joined the legal battle, claiming that the 47 batch directive relies on vague legal language and threatens academic freedom. Back in January, the Department of Education warned schools that they could lose their federal funding if they continue any practices that differentiate people based on race. Institutions were also threatened with legal action. The loss of federal grants and contracts schools were given until Thursday to comply, but may have continued to push back, publicly rejecting the directive and defending their DEI initiatives, with schools stand their ground. Of course, step in this fight for DEI education is far from over. Well, listen, 47 can't say a damn thing when his Secretary of Education confused artificial intelligence with A1 steak sauce. Okay. This gives me hope for higher education. I don't want to be too happy about this. I am definitely happy about it for sure, but y'all know how 47 is. He did a whole initiative for HBCUs, but yet is not giving higher educations any money. Remember when he talked about how he gave the most fun to HBCUs and all that stuff? That was a dog whistle, you guys. That was a dog whistle. So there was that. All right, y'all. More Brainley's Virtual Tour Live coming up right from the space right here, right now. Of course, celebrating RollingOut.com. 25 years of being a platform, of course. Turkey Leg Hut's Lyndall Price faces federal arson charge. Yes, indeed. Lyndall Price, the former owner of the now closed Turkey Leg Hut, has been charged with federal arson for allegedly planning to burn down the bar of his former business partner in Houston. This shocking development comes as authorities arrested Price on April 25th, 2024, in connection with a 2020 explosion that devastated Bar 5015. Price appeared in court alongside Mari Williams and John Lee Price, facing serious charges, including conspiracy to commit arson and using interstate means to commit the crime. According to reports, Price allegedly both paid both men to set Houston's bar 5015, located in the Museum Park area, ablaze on June 12, 2020 at 4 a.m., resulted in massive fire explosion that destroyed the establishment owned by Steve Rogers, Price's former business partner. In addition to the charges related to the bar fire, Price is also accused of paying the bill to set a stolen car, a 1975 Chevy Nova, on fire in an unrelated incident. If convicted, the trio could face up to 20 years in prison. Currently, Price is being held in a federal detention center without bond. His next court date is scheduled for May 1st. So that is within 3 days here. Meanwhile, Williams and John Lee Price have been released pending their next hearing. Authorities suspect the motive for the alleged attack on Bar 5015 stems from ongoing disputes between Price and Rogers. The two were embroiled in legal battles, with Rogers suing Price and his estranged wife, Nakia Holmes, over financial issues that relate to their former restaurant empire. Reports indicate that Rogers was seeking at least $100,000 in damages, which may have contributed to the tensions leading up to the fire. Turkey Leg Hut, once a popular dining destination, has faced its own set of challenges. In September 2024, the Houston Health Department established 35 violations. Yes, 35 violations that pose a threat to public health following investigation. Inspectors uncovered numerous issues, including pest control problems, improper food storage, and ventilation concerns. While Turkey Leg Hut attempted to frame the closure as an opportunity for renovations, the health department mandated that the restaurant remain closed until all issues were resolved. As of now, Turkey Leg Hut has not reopened its doors. The case against Linda Price is cautionary tale about the consequences of unresolved business disputes and the varying lengths individuals may go when faced with financial pressures. The community watches closely as legal proceedings unfold, hoping for justice and resolution to the turmoil surrounding the once beloved Turkey Leg Hut. For you to blow up your former partner's spot, like, that's just disrespectful. And it goes to show that some people really don't have communication skills, and mental health is real. But hey, you're going to be facing 20 years. Meanwhile, your partner will probably reopen the bar, because I'm sure that he's going to get a huge settlement and judgment in his favor. And also, too, I would not be surprised if he opened up his own turkey leg restaurant, and the turkey legs are way better than yours. Child, the misery you cause for somebody else is the misery you eventually boomerang back to your damn self. I cannot. All right, y'all. Finally, P. Diddy. Lord Jesus Christ, we have not talked about P. Diddy in so long. It's so long. It's so long. Hang on, y'all. Let me get this up. I don't know why it's not moving. Sometimes it freezes up. There we go. Finally, P. Diddy off MediaTakeout.com. Diddy rejects plea deal as his attorney argues that he is just a swinger. You heard me correctly. He is just a swinger. He is just a swinger. Ooh, Lord, Sean Diddy Combs has turned down a plea deal ahead of his sex trafficking trial as his legal team argues that the disgraced music mogul is not a criminal. He's just a swinger. You know, this is reminding me of, oh my God, what's that girl's name? Miranda, hang on, M-I-R, Miranda Sings. Colleen Ballinger, when she said, I'm not a groomer, just a loser. Like, come on now, really? My Lord Jesus, just I can't. Rolling Stone reports that prosecutors asked Judge Aaron Sumran if he could allocate Combs on the plea agreement, essentially meaning ask him in court and on the record if he understands the plea he was offered and rejected. Sumran said that he would address the plea at the next hearing, which is next Thursday, May 1st. So Turkey Leg Hut will be in court May 1st, and P. Diddy will be in court May 1st. So, listen, I may go live. I probably will, because y'all know I'm always off on Thursdays unless there's something culture that needs to be talked about. The exact details of the reported plea deal have not been released yet to the public. Oh, but they will be. They will be. Diddy's federal sex trafficking racketeering trial is set to begin on May 5th, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days away, so about a week away. So, of course, as you guys know, we will definitely be bringing that coverage and all the updates that we can. We don't want this to become a Diddy channel because we are known for our diversity, equity, inclusion, and we definitely earned it in the words of Jasmine Crockett Lee, Miss Lee, if you're nasty. And the 55-year-old artist Diddy has pleaded not guilty to 5 criminal counts, including allegations of using his business empire to exploit women over 2 decades. Diddy recently tried to have his trial delayed by 2 months, but a judge denied the request, saying that there was sufficient time to prepare. The bad boy boss currently remains in custody at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn and has been denied bail several times since his arrest in September 2024. Those are all of our destinations. We did that in 1 hour, 29 minutes, and 50 seconds. Not too bad there. Let me get your positive news stories up here. And these positive news stories here, my Lord Jesus. You know, sometimes you need a positive news story just to let you know that really everything is A-okay with you. Okay, and okay. Oh, my Lord Jesus, I just why? Let me get up for y'all here. Hang on. Ooh, let's see here. Let me see. Okay. Hopefully, you guys, your afternoon is going well. By the way, I do have your Beyond the Gate content all ready to go. I did, I guess, your virtual tour destination roundup for April 19th. I got it for the 11th, and then I got it for April 9th. I just gotta get them uploaded to y'all, and yes, indeed. So, ooh, I see a destination we could talk about tomorrow night. I'll keep that. I'll keep that one. There we go. Okay. All right, so here we go here. So here is, y'all remember when we talked about Baddies Africa, right? Y'all, here is the teaser. Okay, and this is going to be happening May 11th. Here we go, y'all.
We are here in Africa. Baddies are known everywhere.
Me a bitch. Who the fuck are you talking to, bro?
Like, I'm not scared of you, brother. I don't want you to be scared of me. What do you want to do?
You have no reason to fight me, my nigga.
I heard you want to no reason to fight yesterday.
You don't have to talk how automatic beat you up.
Shut up, bitch.
Because you're the boss. You're a clown chaser. We have established that. You said come on. You rolling with them niggas. I go with you the whole time.
Knock me down. Down. And I got wrong round, but
Look at that thick ass ring on your head. Bitch, one so bad. Girl, do it, bitch. You got projecting, bitch. You got projecting. Let's go. Let's go.
Bitch, do not.
Y'all right for it. Y'all wait me.
We just one crowd.
Let's go, jumping in.
I love everything you stand for.
You know what? This is a positive news story because at least you, myself, or anybody that we know is not part of this cast. I'm sorry to Africa. I really am. I am so sorry to y'all. Child, just y'all gonna be banned from Africa, and I can't wait to see it. And now your ass is 40 years old. Really, this is what you bring to Africa? Now, I'm not saying you gotta bring Wakanda to Africa or anything like that, but good damn. Anyway, here's some good news right here. This is a positive news story as well. Here we go.
As President Trump approaches his 100th day in office, a new ABC News poll shows he has the lowest approval rating at this milestone of any president within inside of the last 80 years. The poll also produced with the Washington Post and Ipsos finding just 39% of Americans approve of the job he's done so far. Meantime, more Americans are losing faith in President Trump's promise for economic turnaround. 72% say it's likely the president's recent policy changes will plunge our nation into a recession. 72%. As President Trump approaches his 100th day in office, and
the lowest for any president in 80 years. Y'all are the ones who voted for him. Everybody else who voted for him. Child, I cannot. So, with that being said, we're gonna end this on a high note because I just can't. I just can't. Y'all did see the results though, right? Let me play it.
New ABC News poll shows he has the lowest approval rating at this milestone of any president within inside of the last 80 years.
55% of Americans disapprove of the job 47 is doing. 39% approve.
Produced with the Washington Post and Ipsos finding just 39% of Americans approve of the job he's done so far. Meantime, more Americans are losing faith.
Most of America believes that because of 47's policies, we will be in a recession. 26% said unlikely. Ooh, man, I bet you everybody's wishing time traveling was real. I bet you that much. Now, I'm trying to find this one clip here because y'all, when y'all see this, it made me smile. Okay, here it is here. Now, as y'all know, Universal Fan Fest is happening at Universal Studios Hollywood. And one of those people you can meet is Yoshi. So shout out to Patrick Dogle, who showcases his experience meeting Yoshi for the very first time. Here we go.
Yoshi. Hi, Yoshi. Can I give you a hug? Oh, so nice to meet you. Oh my God, your shell. So cute. Okay, here we go. Green is my favorite color, so.
By the way, Shiz, for those of you who don't know, is Shiz University from Wicked. So there you go, everybody. What a show that was. I'm going to turn my camera down because we done the whole show for over an hour. Yes, we have. Oh, man, what a show this morning, this afternoon. I think the story that really got to me today, honestly, was the women's health story. The fact that, funding was reversed for it was such an accomplishment, but it was not done because of the 47 administration. They don't do a damn thing for nobody in this country. Not a damn thing at all. Really, they're more of a hindrance than a resource. It pissed me off because it's just like, really? Yes, you can meet Yoshi in real life at Universal Studios Hollywood. And yes, I would have been more geeked out than that guy. Okay. All right. I'm not saying the kid might have got accidentally knocked down while I was trying to get to Yoshi, but if that kid did get knocked down, I would take them to Tosu Cafe and buy them whatever they wanted to eat. If it were to happen, okay, everything's alleged in my opinion for entertainment purposes only. Now, Jesus Christ. Understood. Listen, I would like to meet Megatron too. You know what I mean? I think because of the, and look at the fireworks going off behind Yoshi right now. Look at that. Look at that, and going off behind me as well. I think because of the magnitude of Nintendo, I think that's why so many people are so excited, you know what I mean, about this. So yeah. But yeah, still it's just sad what's happening, because it's just like, okay, so people are getting deported that are actually Americans. Women are being attacked. Federal jobs are being attacked. Like, and 47 said he was going to do exactly what he said he was going to do. And now everybody's pissed off. I mean, are y'all trying to be Ruben Studdard to say this is I'm sorry for 2004? You ain't gonna mess up no more this year. And you'll take your one chance to make it real clear. Damn, you're sorry. It's too late. We in hell. And y'all, we're trying to find all the fans and mission towels we can to stay cool. 47 is not 45. It is what it is. We also talked about Shedeur Sanders today, the fact that he got drafted to the Cleveland Browns. I am looking forward to talking to my co-worker tomorrow. He is a Browns fan, so I'm sure he will have something to say about this. And like I said, you know, for Shedeur not being able to say what's on his mind about the draft, like, screw y'all at the NFL and the Browns. Like, no, just because I'm on a team doesn't mean I don't get to talk about my experience and how I feel. That's quite ridiculous. That is quite ridiculous, honestly. And then Shiloh being a part of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that Baker Mayfield is a part of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right? So yeah, I think the Suns will be fine. You know what I mean? So yes, indeed, there. Of course, with the turkey leg hut thing to blow up your former partner spot. It's quite sad. It really is quite sad that we got to resort to not being accountable for our actions and destroying others because we're broken. That's just sad to me. That's just quite sad to me. I don't get that. I really don't. P. Diddy and his defense team saying that, you know, she he's a swinger. Please and thank you. Miss me with that. That's just completely out of line and disrespectful to the victims that have had to deal with Diddy. That's just out of line. That's just completely out of line. Mr. Beast saying that you know, he expects 10 more seasons of Beast games when there's not even a renewal. Now, you need to wait for a renewal, because if you put the cart before the horse and then they don't do it, then guess what? If you already have done casting, then these people are expected to game or expected to be on TV, rather, this, that, and third, and then you played yourself, right? So, Mr. Beast, don't be the white Carlos King and lie, okay? Please don't. That's not a good look. Nobody likes Carlos. Everybody likes you. Like I said, then Bishop T.D. Jakes, the Bishop T.D. Jakes, you know, stepping down after 50 years. What a career. What a career. It's difficult to walk away from something that you worked so hard for. But I know that as hard as that decision was, it will work out in the end. It will definitely work out in the end, without question, for sure. And I wish Bishop T.D. Jakes and his family nothing but the best. And then JBL, being a part of Tomorrowland, a part of my Walt Disney World rebrand master plan. I do think my plan would definitely work for Disney. Now, if Disney was smart, they would be calling me right now while I am live and flying me out to Disney World and making it do what it do. But of course, we all know Disney doesn't take ideas from fans, even though this plan that I put out is probably going to be way better than the nothingness of non-existent energy that Disney has right now. So yep, those are all your topics. And then, of course, let's see here. Sorry, y'all, I'm trying to see something here. That's odd. Sorry, y'all. And then, of course, with the president having the approval ratings that he has had, first of all, for the ratings that he's had, 72% of Americans believe that 47's policies are going to cause a recession. 72% believe likely that his policies are going to cause a recession, and 26% said that it is
in President Trump's promise for economic turnaround. 72% say it's likely the president's recent policy changes will plunge our nation into a recession. 72%. As President Trump approaches his 100th day in office, a new ABC News poll shows he has the lowest approval rating at this milestone of any president within inside of the last 80 years. The poll also
55% of Americans disapprove of the job the president's doing. 39% approve. Y'all did what you did. Don't throw a fit about it. Y'all, that's the show. That is literally the show right now. We're just chilling out. Like I said, I probably will end this at probably 1:52 because I want to make sure the show is clipped. But it was a great show. We started off with JBL audio and ended it at 47 with the lowest approval rating of a president in the last 80 years. And also two baddies, Africa from Zeus Child. If that's not some hot, ratchet, ghetto-ass mess. Child, I remember when Lil Paulette said she would not mind going on Zeus Child. You can go on that ratchetness, not me. Higher is waiting for me. Lower can be available for you, but I believe Lil Paulette is more talented than Zeus Network Child. But I'm like, no, not doing it. Nope. Oh my Lord Jesus, just don't make no damn sense. But yes, indeed, there. My Lord. Paul, how you doing today, good sir? Hopefully all is well with you. Hopefully all is well with you, good sir. Man. Let's see here. There we go. Okay. Want some sauce there? Sorry, y'all. Just have to see a little something. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right, we are Gucci. Oh, no problem, brother. No problem at all. Like I said, we've updated the background a little bit. We were at Walt Disney World and decided to keep the background up. So I really like the fireworks going off in the background. Plus, it gives you a little, daytime inspiration. No, JBL, the audio company. So I did this rebrand master plan of Walt Disney World. And I said, how cool would it be, right? Let me pull it back up here. I said, how cool would it be if in Tomorrowland, if Videopolis came back sponsored by JBL Audio, or there's a JBL Party Box roller coaster in Tomorrowland at Walt Disney World. So I forgot to add that to the master plan. And I'm not going to do the master plan again because, child, it took so much energy to do that plan. I don't mind doing it again, though, okay, to include this in the thing, but yes. But yep. So, yep, JBL with the audio, yep. Oh, man. So, yes, indeed, there. I'm probably going to go out and get those new barbecue sandwiches from Anthony Anderson and Cedric the Entertainer today. The hell? Just did that. Sorry, I'm logging into my Nintendo Switch. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. Awesome sauce. Like I said, I do hope that the Nintendo World does come out with a downloadable version because, yeah, no, I'm not paying $8 for no damn game. Y'all will have to do better than that. That demo's available too. Okay, I'm gonna have to try the demos. Yeah, I got Super Mario Brothers Wonder already. So yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right, y'all. One love, much love, all love. I feel the love and send it right back to you. I'll see you guys back here tonight at 6 o'clock for Roa. And then, of course, the Ox Collab tonight at 10 o'clock. Hopefully, Roa doesn't last too long. And, yeah, one love, much love, all love. I feel love. And I send it right back to you. Bye, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye, everybody. Love y'all. Bye.
I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now, they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.